was the last time you used this tool? This is what we call a fire extinguisher. When was the last time you used a fire extinguisher? When was the last time you used the fire extinguisher? You know, the fire extinguisher is that particular tool, that particular device or gadget, that particular instrument in organizations that most of the time we don't use it. But guess what? We see it every single day. Every single day we see the fire extinguisher when we're going to work, when we're going to school, when we're going about doing our businesses in the corridors of buildings, offices, classrooms. But how often do we use the fire extinguishers? How often do we use that? And you see, that is exactly how some people have taken relationships. There are a lot of people we see every day on social media platforms, on their WhatsApp status, on Facebook, on Instagram, on X, on YouTube. People will know, relatives, loved ones, friends, that really matter to us, but most of the time, we don't care to even just reach out to them with a phone call. Hey brother, how are you? How you doing? Hey sister, how are you? How are you doing? I was just calling to check on how you're doing. We behave as if though it is okay not to check about them, but it's not okay. It's about a month ago, I reached out to a dear friend of mine, Daniel. I just called him one morning and I told him, I'm just calling to greet to see how you're doing, bro. I've not heard from you for the past 2 days, and I was just a little bit like wondering how you're doing, how life is treating you, and I'm calling you just to greet you and to tell you that I'm proud of you and I love what you're doing. Just keep it up. And this guy was like, wow, that's amazing, that's super amazing, Oliver. I feel so blessed. I can't remember the last time that somebody reached out to me, calling me just to check how I was doing. I can't remember that. It's long. That's what my friend told me. And that is exactly what I'm talking about. So my friend, it is very important for us to always call and check up on our relatives and loved ones. You know what? The Mental Health America stipulates that any individual who does not have a meaningful relationship with their loved ones always experiences some anxiety and depression. That's amazing, right? So it means that people who don't have meaningful relationships, communications with their loved ones, they have a high chances of experiencing anxiety and depression, and most of the time it leads to trauma. And so what are we supposed to do as friends, as brothers and sisters? We are supposed to reach out to our loved ones as often as possible to check how they are doing, not because of what we want them to do for us, but just to see their well-being. And that's why Maya Angelou says, and I quote, people forget what you did, people forget what you say, but they will never forget how you treated them. And they will never forget how you make them feel. So I want to challenge you, like Maya Angelou says, people will forget what you say, people forget what you did, but they will never forget how you made them to feel. So I want to challenge you, as you begin to live your life today, and in everything you do, make sure that you often call your loved ones, call your friends, and check out how they're doing. Because their well-being is your welfare, and your welfare is their well-being. Don't treat them like fire extinguishers. You see them on Facebook, you see them on LinkedIn, you see them on Twitter, you see them on X, you see them on WhatsApp status, you see them even on the internet, you see them on TVs, but you don't care. Please, let us stop treating our loved ones like fire extinguishers. Let's start treating them like human beings, because they deserve to be treated well. Hey, my name is Nshom, and I'm a communication expert, coach, and a trainer. And I'm looking forward to see you at the top. Make sure today you call 5 people. I mean, five, at least 5 people. You can do 10, but 5 for the start. Your loved ones, your parents, your siblings, your friends, your former classmate, your former schoolmate, that really matters. Just call them. Ask, how do you do? I'm just calling to check how you do. And that's why I'm calling you now. I'm calling you now. So make sure you go and call them. Please do that. And let's make the world a better place. Remember, people forget what you did, they'll forget what you say, but they will never forget how you make them feel. Those are the words of the iconic artistic legend, Myers Angelos. So remember to call today at least 5 people just to check their well-being and how they're doing. And when we start doing that, when you start calling 5, I'm calling 5, any other person is calling 5, life will never, ever, ever remain the same. I'm looking forward to see you at the top. God bless you. Cheers.